Graham Campbell purchased his first horse in the late 1950s. Named Serene Image, she was trained by Frank Kersley and later Meggs Elkington. She saluted a winner on 3 occasions. Soon a taste had developed into a passion. Serene Image became the foundation mare for Graham, and as a brood mare she was good enough to produce a stakes winner and become the granddam and great-granddam of further stakes winners that Graham bred. Such continued success eventually brought Graham and his wife Margaret to Euroa in the northeast of Victoria, where they purchased the property that became Blue Gum Farm in the early 1980s. Set on 800 acres that nestle at the foot of the Strathbogie Ranges, Blue Gum Farm is blessed with ample rainfall, fertile pastures and hills that are just made for growing out young stock. A major reason in the growth of the business too was the development and input of Graham's son Philip. In purchasing the family business in 2002 with his wife Patty, they have together increased the momentum that had been previously developed. Year after year, Blue Gum Farm is one of the leading consignors to Australia's premier yearling sales, and its ability to nurture the careers of young stallions is well known and amongst the best in Australia. Since Blue Gum Farm's foundation sire, No Alcoholic, Europe's champion miler of his era, arrived to take up stud duties in 1985, their stallion roster has never been short of a high-class sire. Following hot on the heels of No Alcoholic, who became Australia's champion first season sire in season 87-88, have been the successful stallions Rancho Ruler, Umatilla, Ken Vane, Rubiton and Encosta de Lago. With the present stallion roster representing the great bloodlines of the world, even the most discerning of broodmare owners will be able to identify an attractive mating to suit any commercial and racing endeavours. Led by the outstanding young prospect ELVSTROEM, the future aspirations of Blue Gum Farm will continue to build around experience and the quest to improve the thoroughbred. With recent sale graduates such as the champion Group 1 winners Alinghi and Lashed, to frank the credentials of Blue Gum Farm, as well as the high-quality stallion roster it has on offer, perhaps the simplest gesture we can offer broodmare owners is our invitation to visit. Set amidst the type of scenery and space in which many can visualise the horse of their dreams, Blue Gum Farm is just a comfortable 2-hour drive north of Melbourne. On a balmy night in March 2005, some 13,000 kilometres away, Australian thoroughbred racing's history maker and headliner was born. A racehorse called Elvis.
But it's as straight as Elvis. ELVSTROEM in front, 150 metres left to go. Willie's in second spot, but he won't catch ELVSTROEM. ELVSTROEM coming away for Down Under Glory.
Breeders, he's here, and he's in your backyard. ELVSTROEM, standing at Victoria's Blue Gum Farm. By Dane Hill, out of the classic winning Circles of Gold, herself a daughter of the Golden Slipper winner Masquet, ELVSTROEM was a November foal. Retained by his breeders after being offered at the prestigious Sydney Easter yearling sale, this son of the 9-time Australian champion sire Dane Hill made a humble entry into the racing world spotlight. With just 3 weeks remaining in his 2-year-old season, ELVSTROEM made his debut at Swan Hill in northern Victoria. This win, his sole juvenile race start, set the tempo for a remarkable racetrack career.
Suntaya and Diamond Reigns. ELVSTROEM on the outside, a narrow leader deep in the woods trying to fight back from Region Diamond. ELVSTROEM just in front, deep in the woods, won't lie down, but ELVSTROEM's going to be too good, I think. ELVSTROEM hands and heels, gets home, draws away on the line. 3 parts to deep in the woods.
Word of ELVSTROEM reached the ears of the racing mainstream well before he stepped out to win his first group race, the Caulfield Guineas Prelude.
Fresh Boy goes after him. ELVSTROEM getting a rails run, and in top swing the Sydney Sider comes after the trio, but ELVSTROEM drove up on the fence with 100 metres left to go. ELVSTROEM took the lead, shot away and in the run to the line. ELVSTROEM the favourite, too good. ELVSTROEM beat in top swing with Dance Up third.
By defeating the subsequent Caulfield Guineas winner in top swing, Elvstrom's future racing would be restricted to black-type events. At just his 7th race start, Colt, dubbed Elvis by the press, stepped up to the plate for his shot at the blue ribbon, the Derby.
Elvstrom coming up for Damien Oliver. Set. Racing. Noble Red a little slow. Our spur began fast. Elvstrom, Golden Breed got away well. Kempinski's on the move from a wide. The Derby field is on the swing for home. And face value the leader, but Kempinski is moving into the race with great purpose. And he hit the front. He's gone to the lead at the top of the straight. Coming home well, Al Bahari and Noble Red. And now Elvstrom is starting to wind up. Kempinski at the 300 leads by 2 lengths. Here comes Elvstrom on the outside. Al Bahari is going with him. Noble Red battles next. 150 to go. Kempinski in front. Elvstrom is after him on the outside. Oliver wheels the whip. Elvstrom got level and went straight past Kempinski. And Elvstrom strides away to win the Derby, beating Kempinski a length and a quarter.
In just 5 short months, a pat on the neck from a proud groom at Swan Hill was swapped for the sash of the Derby as Elvstrom fulfilled his potential by becoming a classic winning son of Dane Hill.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the Amy Victoria Derby winner, Elvstrom.
By birth, Elvstrom was, of course, still a 2-year-old. Born on November 14th, he was precocious enough to give away maturity to his older rivals in the most testing challenge for 3-year-olds. In a performance that emphasised class, natural ability and trademark toughness, Elvstrom stamped himself the superior athlete. Trained specifically for this classic, the young colt's formula of speed and stamina showed breeders he had the quality to make a stallion.
Outback Lad tackled by Tuareg. Our Smoking Joe and Elvstrom. He's called on for his run down the outside. Outback Lad in front at the 200, but Elvstrom's coming quickly on the outside now to claim him. And Del Zeo in turn. Elvis put his head in front at the 100-metre mark. Del Zeo's trying hard. Elvstrom in front though, and he is back the Derby winner. Elvstrom 3/4 to Del Zeo.
Having won the Group 2 Shannon's Autumn Classic and run 3rd to subsequent Horse of the Year Lonhro in the Australian Cup as an autumn 3-year-old, Elvstrom, benefiting from an extended break, returned in the spring a stronger and more mature horse, an entire near his peak. At Group 1 weight for age level, he displayed this in succinct fashion by becoming the only classic winning son of Dane Hill to train on to Group 1 success at 4.
Off they go.
In the Underwood Stakes, Elvstrom was challenged, but to no effect.
Storm shows surprising dash. He's up there with Mummify. And as they settle down, Zasmine prominent with Elvstrom wide out. Northerly in the first half dozen. And well back as Hugs dances. Zasmine being followed then by Roman Arch. And back last of all is Zagalia at the bend. She's Archie's coming with a monster of a run. And goes up and joins and heads Elvstrom. And she's dashed to the front now. Northerly back about 6. He's under the whip. Del Zeo's running on fairly. She's Archie in front. Elvstrom is coming back. Elvstrom kicking back on the inside. She's Archie and Elvstrom well clear to Del Zeo. Elvstrom fights back. He's hit the front again. Elvstrom draws away. And Elvstrom beats She's Archie a length and a quarter.
Margins to 2nd and 3rd emphasised the horse's superiority. Elvstrom's trainer Tony Vassell had his focus fixed firmly on a Caulfield Cup. With Nash Rawiller on top, a winning habit emerged. The trio went to Flemington and applied the finishing touches in the Group 2 Turnbull Stakes.
Fantastic jump well on the inside. Strasbourg slow. Confectioner flopped out and is being dug up early. Say swing the corner by Mummify in 3rd placing. Elvstrom's held up for a run behind the leaders now, and Studebaker puts in, and then Confectioner trying to work clear from Hugs Dancer at the 400. Zasmine got his 2nd wind. Northerly's battling hard under the whip, and Elvstrom got the split now, and the acceleration is there. Elvstrom moved up. Mummify running a big race. Strasbourg is coming home, and then came Confectioner and Hugs Dancer from She's Archie, but Big Elvis at the 100-metre mark has broken away from them. It's Elvstrom in
Again,
front.
Elvstrom's superior speed at the end of a quality race illustrated his class. For months, the Caulfield Cup had loomed large on Elvstrom's calendar. Trainer Vassal had Elvstrom primed. An eager public had installed their champ as favourite. Renowned as the most testing mile-and-a-half handicap in Australia, 18 horses lined up for the 2005 edition.
They're racing.
From the jump, Elvstrom grabbed the race by the scruff of the neck. His superior gate speed had him where all his challengers could see him, the front.
Comes around the home turn now by a length to Delzao, hard ridden, running on Winning Bell near the inside, and Hugs Dancer comes with a run. Here comes Mackay Diva around the outside, and the rest are headed by Belmuse. Elvstrom tracking wide into the straight, the leader. Winning Bell cuts the corner. Down the outside comes Mackay Diva. Grey Sugger's putting in a run. Elvstrom at the 200, the leader from Mackay Diva.
Over 50,000 rose to their feet as the 4-year-old dashed clear in the straight and withheld the challenge of the great Mackay Diva.
From in front, Mackay Diva's desperately trying hard. Elvstrom hanging on and won the Caulfield Cup. Elvstrom by a head to Mackay. A magnificent front-running ride. The ride of his life. Nash Rawiller has delivered in the Caulfield Cup. An outstanding front-running ride by Nash Rawiller. He gave his horse a rest mid-race. Elvstrom responded wonderfully in the straight. And he's gone one better than his mother, Circles of Gold, who was runner-up in this cup in 1996 behind Arctic Set. Nash Rawiller bringing Elvstrom back to scale, ladies and gentlemen. One of the great front-running rides in the Caulfield Cup. A local victory for trainer Tony Vassal.
This is no doubt the greatest day in my training career, to win the Caulfield Cup. I lived here all my life and grew up in Caulfield, and I used to come here even before I was a teenager and sell heralds after last. Little did I think ever that day that I'd be standing here accepting the Caulfield Cup trophy.
After a gutsy fourth placing in the Melbourne Cup on an unsuitably wet track, Elvstrom enjoyed a brief break in the paddock before being set for a career-defining race. Syndicated in the interim to stand at Blue Gum Farm, the CF4 Stakes was Elvstrom's primary goal.
Racing.
Significantly, this was the first time Elvstrom was trained specifically as a sprinter. From the extreme outside gate, Elvstrom had to sit wide before powering home over the top of a field of challengers that comprised 7 individual Group 1 winners and had accumulated over $20 million in prize money.
Singled out, Elvstrom a half length away on the outside. Summerville comes wider, stretching home well, and then Mr. Murphy, Regal Roller, has his usual kick down at the 200. He's out by 2, not a singled out. Elvstrom starting to come home now, and then Summerville, Regal Roller getting a little tight at the 100. Elvstrom starting to pick him up, and then Ladder the Matter. Elvstrom's grabbed the lead. Elvstrom just wins it from Summerville, who flashes home, and Ladder the Matter close.
Significantly, the victory lowered Elvstrom's Group 1 winning distance range to 1,400 metres. Highly respected media commentator Tony Vassal had this to say: "To win first up after a spell is good. To sit 3 wide and still win the Group 1 CF4 Stakes over 1,400 metres is the mark of a superstar." Elvstrom, having displayed his natural speed in the Ore, returned to Caulfield 2 weeks later for the St George in what developed into a match race with Mackay Diva.
So Elvstrom's going to complete the lineup. Set, racing in the St George. Elvstrom probably the slowest to move on the outside. Mackay Diva.
During the 2004-2005 racing season, in which Mackay Diva was crowned Horse of the Year, 2 great horses were to clash 6 times. The scoreline favoured Elvstrom with 4 wins to Mackay Diva's 2.
Casual pass, corners by a half length. Elvstrom's coming after him. Mackay Diva peels off Elvis's back. She's in it with a show. 200 to go now. Elvstrom got up level with casual pass. Mackay Diva still threatening. She's about a half length away. Elvstrom with 100 metres to go. Had the lead narrowly from Mackay Diva. Elvstrom holding on near the line. Elvstrom in front and won. Elvis, the king of Caulfield, beat Mackay Diva by a head. A great St George.
Typical of the toughness Elvstrom possessed, he never backed away from a contest. Each time, hoof was put to turf on race day, his will to win empowered his performance irrespective of circumstance. With bold new frontiers ahead, Elvstrom's greatest challenge now lay on the international stage. When Elvstrom was first syndicated, the plan had always been to let the horse display his talent on the world stage, giving him the best opportunity to frank his stallion credentials. In a campaign that had the Europeans marvelling at the toughness and constitution of Elvstrom, his passport was stamped first in Dubai, at the world's richest race meeting. No Australian or New Zealand horse had ever won on Dubai World Cup night. The best achievement had been the mighty Sunline's third in the Dubai Duty Free of 2001. Drawing the outside barrier of 15, Elvstrom was given little chance by the world's press. No horse had ever won the Dubai Duty Free from anything near as wide as gate 15. No horse until Elvstrom.
Next fly, racing in the Dubai Duty Free and Right Approach and Wolf Whistle. Two of the South Africans were slow to begin. Elvstrom, the Australian, hopped out brilliantly and has raced across the face of the field to go to the lead. Sights on Gold came out quickly. Shark Kiss began well, Willie going forward. Then Key of Destiny, followed by Right Approach going up on the rail after the slow beginning. El Kadem is planted out wide as they make the run across the top of the track, past the 1400 metres mark and to the turn out of the straight. Alexandra Gold Run and Prince Kirk settle midfield, a length away Moon Dazzle, a half length to Sahali, Wonder Wolf Whistle on the inside of Rybella, and Majors Cast a length and a half away at the tail of the field. Elvstrom trying to slow the pace, travelling down the side of the course, led by a half length, the American Willie second, Sights on Gold third, breathing down the neck of the leader, Shark Kiss fourth. Right Approach is sneaking through in the middle, a length away Key of Destiny, El Kadem travelling wide, Prince Kirk on the rail, then Alexandra Gold Run followed by Moon Dazzle and Wolf Whistle. Sahali is out deep, the Turkish filly Rybella is second last and Majors Cast whip them in with 700 metres left to travel, coming onto the bend in the Dubai Duty Free. Elvstrom against the rail showed the way into the straight, Willie on the outside, Shark Kiss's black cap is looming up, Sights of Gold looking for a run through on the rail, Right Approach behind them with Prince Kirk, and Sahali is coming right down the centre of the track. Elvstrom in front of the 300 metres mark from Willie, Sights of Gold, Prince Kirk and El Kadem on the outside, but it's as straight as Elvis. Elvstrom in front, 150 metres left to go. Willie's in second spot, but he won't catch Elvstrom. Elvstrom coming away, but down under glory. Elvstrom beat Willie, Right Approach third.
The first Australian winner on Dubai World Cup night. They're celebrating success. The Elvstrom Syndicate, trained by Tony Vasil, this 4-year-old son of Danehill, has won the Dubai Duty Free, setting his own pace national winner. He'll take the credit for a wonderful ride.
As it turned out, it was a wonderful ride, but I think after 200 metres or so, he was wishing somebody would go past him and set some sort of a pace. He sat there, the horse was pulling early, he wouldn't drop the vehicle, but he's a class horse, Elvstrom, an absolute class horse, and he's gone to the line, and like a really class horse to do what he did. It was a fabulous win, a great Australian win.
How slow they all jumped out of the gate that gave you the chance to get that rail.
Look, it worked out nice, but they all had their chance to run us down, and this bloke just runs too good at sectionals. Yeah, he's a freak.
It was amazing.
Facing a top-class field of runners from 7 nations, Elvstrom's 5th Group 1 victory rang out around the globe. History was made, and views on Australian thoroughbreds were being reassessed. Elvstrom's subsequent Group 1 placings in England and France strengthened that perspective. Retired sound, Elvstrom's iron constitution had been a key ingredient to his high achievements. Combined with exceptional powers of recuperation, Elvstrom concluded his career against the best in the world in an international campaign that stretched over 5 countries in 4 months. Possessing a venomous mix of speed and stamina, Elvstrom retired the highest-earning entire son of the Great Dane Hill anywhere in the world, accumulating over $5.7 million in earnings along the way. With 5 Group 1 wins to his credit, a feat achieved by only the great horses, he missed a top 5 finish on just 4 occasions from 32 career starts that comprised 29 group races. Today, Elvstrom's stud career is carrying on the fine level of achievement the world has grown to expect from him. His exceptional fertility is ensuring the best possible opportunity for success for Elvstrom and the broodmare owners who have supported him since standing his first season at Blue Gum Farm in 2005. Perhaps the most exciting stallion to enter stud in that year, Elvstrom represents the bright new future of Australian breeding. Carrying the genes of the 2 greatest modern breed shapers Australia has seen, Star Kingdom and Dane Hill, the story of the great Elvstrom is just beginning.
Elvstrom coming away for Down Under Glory. Now Flash in the Pan's gone up, the field's set. Gates fly, racing, and Flash in the Pan on the outside, just a little slow to go. Elvstrom from the inside came out quickly. Kahita began well, and Mr. Kugong going through in the centre. Dance Up showing pace shortly after the break, and when they settled fully into stride, at the end of 350 metres, Mr. Kugong on the fence led narrowly from Dance Up. Fresh Boy moves to third, racing 1 deep on the outside of Elvstrom, who's immediately in the box seat on the heels of the pace, 2 lengths to Kahita. A length away, Flash in the Pan, 1 to Kuzi, then in top swing. Keep the Faith planted out 3 wide is third last. Close Encounter second last, and Canny Opera had dropped out to the rear as they travel down the side, was short of 700 metres left to go. Mr. Kugong 3/4 of a length in front. Dance Up is second, Elvstrom third, and Fresh Boy fourth. Ahead away on the outside, 2 lengths to Flash in the Pan on the outside of Kahita. A length away Keep the Faith, who's 6 lengths off the lead and being heeled along as they come to the turn. Then in top swing, Close Encounter, Kuzi, and Canny Opera the last to flatten for the judge. Dance Up had gone to the lead in the stretch, 300 metres out. Fresh Boy goes after him. Elvstrom getting a rails run, and in top swing the Sydney sider comes after the trio, but Elvstrom drove up on the fence with 100 metres left to go. Elvstrom took the lead, shot away, and in the run to the line, Elvstrom the favourite, too good. Elvstrom beat in top swing with Dance Up third, then Canny Opera followed by Fresh Boy, Kuzi, Close Encounter. Keep the Faith failed to run on, followed by Flash in the Pan, Kahita, and Mr. Kugong, the early leader, came in last of all.
Set. Racing. Noble Red a little slow. Our Spur began fast. Elvstrom, Golden Breed got away well. Kempinski's on the move from a wide barrier. He's going towards the front. Penitentiary settles at the end. They're bunched, and Nasri's driving through, trying to find the lead. Our Spur on his inside. Kempinski doing a little bit of work early in the red colours wide, and then Golden Breed. Noble Red just off them, 5th on the inside with Face Value around him, and then Extolling Virtue, Canny Opera, followed by Elvstrom. He's got back a little worse in midfield now. Behind him is Our Bahari, and then came Captain Zigzag. 2 lengths further back is Dunkirk, Penitentiary, and Dembellas whipped the field in. Along the riverside, Face Value strides to the lead. He's out by about a length and a half. Denazri second, Kempinski third on the outside. Then a break of 2.5 lengths away to Our Spur on the inside of Golden Breed. 2 lengths to Canny Opera being followed. Extolling Virtue trapped out wide. Noble Reds in the centre. A length and a half to Our Bahari, and then came Elvstrom on the outside, 9 lengths from the leader, followed by Captain Zigzag, Penitentiary, Dunkirk, and Dembellas is last of all. Face Value the leader, and at the 1400 metres he clapped on a bit of pace and he went out by 4 lengths. Kempinski strode up into second placing. Denazri's a length away third. A length further back is Golden Breed, followed by Our Spur. A neck away then on the outside, Extolling Virtue, followed by Noble Red, 1 to Canny Opera. A length and a half further back is Elvstrom, followed then by Our Bahari, then Captain Zigzag, trailed by Penitentiary. Dunkirk second last, and 3 lengths last of all is Dembellas. inside the 1,000 metres, and Face Value out by 2.5 lengths. Kempinski second, followed by Denazri. Golden Breed, Extolling Virtue's been doing some work wide, and then came Our Spur. Noble Red within 6 of the leader now, being trailed further back Canny Opera. Elvstrom is following Noble Red, and then Our Bahari, followed then by Captain Zigzag, not responding to hard riding, followed by Penitentiary, and then Dunkirk and Dembellis. The Derby field is on the swing for home, and Face Value the leader, but Kempinski is moving into the race with great purpose, and he hit the front. He's gone to the lead at the top of the straight, coming home well Our Bahari and Noble Red, and now Elvstrom is starting to wind up. Kempinski at the 300 leads by 2 lengths. Here comes Elvstrom on the outside. Our Bahari is going with him. Noble Red battles next. 150 to go. Kempinski in front. Elvstrom is after him on the outside. Oliver wields a whip. Elvstrom got level and went straight past Kempinski. And Elvstrom strides away to win the Derby, beating Kempinski a length and a quarter. Third Bahari 4 lengths away, and then Noble Red, Penitentiary, followed by Face Value, Captain Zigzag, and then came Our Spur, and back behind those Dembellis and Canny Opera. A long break, Denazri and Golden Breed, and back last is Dunkirk with one more. Extolling Virtue hasn't finished the race.
Light on and they're away. Elvstrom jumping very fast on the inside, bounced in front of Tuareg under the bridge. Our Smoking Joe and Notional settling up fifth the outside. 2 Del Zao, Outback Lad pressing on from a wide barrier, and then strafed as they settle into stride. Sports Academy 3 away. As they went by the 1400, Tuareg doing some work to retain the lead because Outback Lad's pressing on 3 wide and Notional in the middle. Now Outback Lad finds the lead. He's rushed up the hill though. He leads by 2. Notional second, Tuareg third. Our Smoking Joe a length away fourth, and one further back Elvstrom. Fifth on the inside from Del Zao. A length behind these horses. Under the bridge being followed by Strafed and Sports Academy 2 lengths away. Outback Lad led at the 1,000 metres by a length. Notional second, Tuareg third. Our Smoking Joe a half length away fourth the outside. Elvstrom tucked away fifth the rail. Del Zao's around him, and then under the bridge being trailed by Strafed and Sports Academy at the 800 metres, and Outback Lad the leader. Notional second, a length and a half away, just pressured a little bit here. Tuareg third on the inside, and then Our Smoking Joe 2 lengths to Elvstrom. Del Zao just being pushed along a little on the outside, and they're followed then as they went by the 600 to under the bridge. Strafed and Sports Academy to the turn. Outback Lad in front. Tuareg quickly getting up into second placing with Our Smoking Joe. 2 lengths away Elvstrom to fourth, and then Del Zao as they come around the turn. The rest headed by Strafed, and under the bridge they swing for home. Outback Lad tackled by Tuareg. Our Smoking Joe and Elvstrom. He's called on for his run down the outside. Outback Lad in front at the 200, but Elvstrom's coming quickly on the outside now to claim him, and Del Zao in turn. Elvis put his head in front at the 100 metre mark. Del Zao's trying hard. Elvstrom in front though, and he is back the Derby winner. Elvstrom 3/4 to Del Zao. Third placing going to Strafed on the inside, a big run, and then under the bridge, followed by Our Smoking Joe. Outback Lad a long break to Tuareg, and at the end is Sports Academy with last in Notional. And they're set for the Underwood. Ready, off they go. Fantastic jump well. Northerly jumped away with them. He goes forward early. Dane Storm shows surprising dash. He's up there with Mummify. And as they settle down, Zasmine prominent with Elvstrom wide out. Northerly in the first half dozen. Studebaker presses on. Back behind them then Special Harmony and Del Zao. Far Lane travelling extremely wide as they climb the hill. Fantastic and Grey Song in behind the speed, being followed by Roman Arch and then Hugs Dancer. Wild Iris and Zagalia went back to last. As they go to the 1200, Dane Storm being joined by Elvstrom, a length and a half away. Far Lane, who's working 3 deep round the outside of Studebaker, and Mummify running about 5th or 6th on the rail. A length and a half further back is Northerly. Spots a leader 4 lengths. Del Zao on his outside. 2 to Fantastic. About a length and a half further back, She's Archie outside Zasmine. They're followed Wild Iris and Grey Song. Well back is Special Harmony tracking out wide. A length to Hugs Dancer being followed by Roman Arch, and last is Zagalia. at the 800, and Danestorm is the leader, 3/4 to Elvstrom. Farlane doing it tough. Mummify fourth on the inside, followed by Studebaker. Then came Delzeo out wide, a length and a half further back as She's Archie starting a run around Northerly and Pentastic, and then Wild Iris, followed by Special Harmony and Grey Song as they come to the turn, and well back as Hugs Dancer, Zasmin being followed then by Roman Arch, and back last of all is Zagalia at the bend. She's Archie's coming with a monster of a run, and goes up and joins and heads Elvstrom, and she's dashed to the front now. Northerly back about 6th, he's under the whip. Delzeo's running on fairly. She's Archie in front. Elvstrom is coming back. Elvstrom kicking back on the inside. She's Archie and Elvstrom well clear to Delzeo. Elvstrom fights back. He's hit the front again. Elvstrom draws away, and
all in, they're off. Pentastic jump well on the inside. Strasbourg slow. Confectioner flopped out and is being dug up early. She's Archie out the back in company with Grey Song and Maccabi Diva. They string out early, and Elvstrom finds the lead ahead of Mummify. Northerly improving, and Zasmin whipping up on the outside looking for the lead. Confectioner's got up behind them now. Zasmin goes to the front at the 1600. Elvstrom happy to see him there and let him go, and Northerly's right up on the speed. He's going to be outside the leaders shortly. They're followed by Mummify, fourth on the outside of Confectioner, getting a good run, fifth the rail. A length further back as last year's winner Studebaker from Strasbourg, 1.5 to Hugs Dancer, 2 lengths to Delzeo. He's followed by Pentastic, and behind these is Wild Iris upset them. A length Zagalia, Maccabi Diva, She's Archie, and Grey Song is last of all. There must be 25 lengths first to last past the 1200, and Zasmin has gone clear by 4 lengths. Northerly is second, Elvstrom 3/4 away third, Mummify's a length away fourth, and then 2 lengths Confectioner. Studebaker a half length away on his outside, 1 Strasbourg, 1 to Hugs Dancer, a length and a half to Delzeo, Pentastic, and they're trailed by Wild Iris. 1 behind her is upset them on the inside of Zagalia, and then Maccabi Diva, She's Archie and Grey Song bring up the rear. They've got 700 left to go now, and Zasmin has come back to the field quickly. Northerly's got there very early, coming to the 600 metre mark. He doesn't want to go too soon. Flaherty is sitting tight on the outside on the champ. They're followed as they swing the corner by Mummify in third placing. Elvstrom's held up for a run behind the leaders now, and Studebaker puts in, and then Confectioner trying to work clear from Hugs Dancer at the 400. Zasmin got his second wind. Northerly's battling hard under the whip, and Elvstrom got the split now, and the acceleration is there. Elvstrom moved up. Mummify running a big race. Strasbourg is coming home, and then came Confectioner and Hugs Dancer from She's Archie, but Big Elvis at the 100 metre mark has broken away from them. It's Elvstrom in front. Confectioner and Mummify battling strongly, but Elvstrom wins it. Elvstrom first, beat Mummify. He's back in form. Confectioner close up on the outside. She's Archie, one of the few to make ground from the back, and then came Hugs Dancer. Strasbourg, Maccabi Diva got home, then trailed Northerly, Zasmin, Studebaker, followed further back, upset them, and then came Pentastic, Delzeo. He was followed further back by Grey Song. Wild Iris never came into it today, and Zagalia is one of the last in the Turnbull. They're racing. Mummify jumped well. Grey Song slow and went over their heels. Elvis began very fast, Elvstrom, and he's gone to the lead in the early part. Away quickly too is Delzeo out wider, and Desert War not far off them, but it's Elvstrom in front. He's going to try and do a Mummify. He's going to lead Delzeo, and Ain't Seen Nothing is third. Desert War right behind them, and Mummify fifth leaving the straight. Then Confectioner moving up wide on the course, followed by Belmuse. A length further back is Zagalia. Hugs Dancer out 3 wide. A length and a half further back is Vouvray, and she's followed by Strasbourg Winning Bell. 3 lengths to upset them, and she's being followed a little further back then Grey Song, followed by Roman Arch the outside. Well back Distinctly Secret, Maccabi Diva, and 2 lengths Yakama at the 1500 metres, and it's Elvstrom in front. He leads by 2 lengths to Delzeo outside, Ain't Seen Nothing. 3 lengths away then Desert War. Mummify with the good trailers on the outside in 5th placing, 2 to Belmuse. Confectioner on his outside. A length further back in the field then came Winning Bell getting up on the inside, followed by Vouvray and Hugs Dancer. A length and a half to Strasbourg as they go past the 1200 metre mark, and he's followed Zagalia and Grey Song, a little worse in midfield the rail. 1 to upset them, followed by Roman Arch. Third from last then came Maccabi Diva, Distinctly Secret, and Yakama is last of all. Now Nashra Water at the 1000 metres has slowed the tempo down, and he rates him beautifully in front. It's Elvstrom by almost a length to Delzeo. Desert war on the inside is closely being attended then by Ain't Seen Nothing. A length and a half then to Mummify. A length further back in the field then came Bell Muse, Winning Bell. Confectioner is out quite wide, trailed by Vouvray, and then came Hugs Dancer. Grey Song well back. He's being followed by Strasbourg and Roman Arch. Makybe Diva upset them. Then Distinctly Secret Yakama, and Zagalia's 10 lengths away. Elvstrom comes around the home turn now by a length to Del Zao, hard ridden, running on Winning Bell near the inside, and Hugs Dancer comes with a run. Here comes Makybe Diva around the outside, and the rest are headed by Bell Muse. Elvstrom tracking wide into the straight, the leader. Winning Bell cuts the corner. Down the outside comes Makybe Diva. Grey Song is putting in a run. Elvstrom at the 200, the leader from Makybe Diva. Grey Song, Winning Bell, and Ain't Seen Nothing. It's Elvstrom in front. 100 left to go. The danger, Makybe Diva the outside. Elvstrom in.
Set for the CF4. Racing. Good start. Danehill Express away brilliantly. So is Casual Pass. Regal Roller heads them off. Mr. Murphy, Elvstrom got away well, and Lad of the Manor's up there with not a single doubt. As they settle fully into stride, Regal Roller had the lead. Not a single doubt goes up a half length away second. A length and a half to Elvstrom, travelling deep around Lad of the Manor and Casual Pass. 3 lengths Danehill Express, followed by Mr. Murphy. Another 3 lengths away in the field, Savabeel the outside, being trailed by Mummify. 2 lengths to Natural Blitz, 4 lengths to Vouvray. 2 to Makybe Diva, Pentastic. Rise On is well back in the field as they came up the side now, and Pretorius was last. Coming to the 600, Regal Roller by Nectar, not a single doubt. A length to Elvstrom, forced to travel 3 wide the trip. Casual Pass, 4th the inside from Lad of the Matter. 1 to Mr. Murphy. Danehill Express held up on the inside, followed by Mummify. Savabeel starting a run, and then Vouvray and Natural Blitz as they swing to the corner. It's Regal Roller, a neck in front of not a single doubt. Elvstrom a half length away on the outside. Savabeel comes wider, stretching home well, and then Mr. Murphy. Regal Roller has his usual kick down at the 200. He's out by 2. Not a single doubt. Elvstrom starting to come home now, and then Savabeel. Regal Roller getting a little tight at the 100. Elvstrom starting to pick him up, and then Lad of the Matter. Elvstrom's grabbed the lead. Elvstrom just wins it from Savabeel, who flashes home, and Lad of the Manor close up. Regal Roller just weakening the last bit. Casual Pass, another beauty. Did you see the run of Makybe Diva? A lovely run. Back behind those, Danehill Express, and they were followed then by Not a Single Doubt and Vouvray. Behind these, Mr. Murphy and Pretorius, Pentastic, Rise On and Natural Blitz. Set racing in the St George. Elvstrom probably the slowest to move on the outside. Makybe Diva drifts back, and Nicholas Ryan takes Casual Pass straight out to find the lead in the early part. Leads from Elvstrom, who's going to posse up second on the outside, length and a half off the leader. Natural Blitz is back on the rail, and Makybe Diva's 1.5 away at the end. 1400, they've settled down. You wouldn't imagine there'd be much change for some distance yet. So Casual Pass takes them up the rise towards the 1200. 1.5 clear. Elvstrom up in second placing, almost a length away then to Natural Blitz, and 2 lengths last is Makybe Diva. 1100 metres left to go, and despite the small field, they're not really loafing. Casual Pass out by about 2 lengths Elvstrom. A length away Natural Blitz on the rails in third place, and 1.5 away Makybe Diva. 5, maybe 6 lengths covering them, 1,000 metres to go, and Casual Pass out by 2. Elvstrom just popped onto the rail for a trail in second spot now as they go to the railway side. A length away then came Natural Blitz, and Makybe Diva's a length away last. 800 left to go, and it's Casual Pass by 1.25. Rawilla sitting quietly on Elvstrom. He has travelled well through the race. He's off the rails again second. Natural Blitz is third, and a length and a half away Makybe Diva. She's within striking distance, so this could be wound up for something special. 500 left to go. Casual Pass by 1. Elvstrom stalking him. 1 Natural Blitz. Dwayne Dunn just niggling at him, and Makybe Diva within 2 lengths of Elvstrom coming around the home turn. Casual Pass corners by a half length. Elvstrom's coming after him. Makybe Diva peels off Elvis's back. She's in it with a show. 200 to go now. Elvstrom got up level with Casual Pass. Makybe Diva still threatening. She's about a half length away. Elvstrom with 100 metres to go. Had the lead narrowly from Makybe Diva. Elvstrom holding on near the line. Elvstrom in front and won.
Just about ready to run. $2 million at stake. Gates Fly racing in the Dubai Duty Free and Right Approach and Wolf Whistle. Two of the South Africans were slow to begin. Elvstrom, the Australian, hopped out brilliantly and has raced across the face of the field to go to the lead. Sights on Gold came out quickly. Shark Kiss began well, Willie going forward. Then Key of Destiny, followed by Right Approach going up on the rail after the slow beginning. El Kadem is planted out wide as they make the run across the top of the track past the 1400 metres mark and to the turn out of the straight. Alexandra Gold Run and Prince Kirk settle midfield, a length away Moon Dazzle, a half length to Sahaley, Wonder Wolf Whistle on the inside of Rybella, and Majors Cast a length and a half away at the tail of the field. Elvstrom trying to slow the pace, travelling down the side of the course, led by a half length, the American Willie second, Sights on Gold third, breathing down the neck of the leaders, Shark Kiss fourth. Right Approach is sneaking through in the middle, a length away Key of Destiny, El Kadem travelling wide, Prince Kirk on the rail, then Alexandra Gold Run followed by Moon Dazzle and Wolf Whistle. Sahaley is out deep, the Turkish filly Rybella is second last and Majors Cast whip them in with 700 metres left to travel, coming onto the bend in the Dubai Duty Free. Elvstrom against the rail showed the way into the straight, Willie on the outside, Shark Kiss's black cap is looming up, Sights of Gold looking for a run through on the rail. Right Approach behind them with Prince Kirk, and Sahaley is coming right down the centre of the track. Elvstrom in front at the 300 metres mark from Willie, Sights of Gold, Prince Kirk and El Kadem on the outside, but it's as straight as Elvis. Elvstrom in front, 150 metres left to go. Willie's in second spot, but he won't catch Elvstrom. Elvstrom coming away for Down Under Glory. Elvstrom beat Willie, Right Approach third, then El Kadem, Prince Kirk, Alexandra Gold Run, Moon Dazzle, Majors Cast, Rybella, Sahaley, Shark Kiss, followed home by Wolf Whistle, Key of Destiny, and Sights on Gold got tired and came in amongst the cap catchers.
Okay, signal through, off and racing. And missing it was Diamond Reigns by a couple. First out Region Diamond, away smartly Elvstrom, and over on the outside Suntayer. Going forward deep in the woods, getting to third now, followed by Calypso Kid, Yuma Gold, Diamond Range improving. Further back then on the inside was Regal Min, followed by Missouri Princess and Seaman as last of all. Inside the 1,000 metres, Region Diamond deep in the woods. Suntayer and Calypso Kid nearly a line of four. A length away to the favourite Elvstrom racing on the inside, a half to Yuma Gold. 2 lengths to Diamond Reigns, followed by Regal Min, Missouri Princess, and the last of all is Seaman. Up before the turn now with 650 metres left to go, and Region Diamond kicked away here by 2.5 deep in the woods on the inside Suntayer. Elvstrom is a length and a half, Diamond Reigns followed by Yuma Gold, and then Regal Min as they come around the turn, and very deep Calypso Kid in the straight. Region Diamond about to be collared by deep in the woods Suntayer. Over on the outside Calypso Kid. Elvstrom is working into the clear, and further back then was Diamond Reigns down the outside deep in the woods, the leader. Elvstrom now tackling it at the 200 metres to hit the lead. Suntayer and Diamond Reigns. Elvstrom on the outside, a narrow leader deep in the woods trying to fight back from Region Diamond. Elvstrom just in front, deep in the woods, won't lie down, but Elvstrom's going to be too good, I think. Elvstrom hands and heels, gets home, draws away on the line. 3 parts to deep in the woods, 4 away third, Region Diamond. Diamond Reigns, Suntayer, Seaman, followed by Regal Min, Calypso Kid, Yuma Gold, and last in Missouri Princess.
Coverage of the breeding industry in Victoria wouldn't be complete without a visit here to Blue Gum Farm to inspect Elvstrom. This remarkable son of Danehill won the Derby at 3 years. He trained on to win the Caulfield Cup at 4 years. Then he travelled to the Northern Hemisphere as a 5-year-old and performed with great distinction, including a Group 1 win in Dubai. Philip Campbell now on a shining star for the Victorian breeding industry, Elvstrom. Philip, it's a real coup for any stud to stand a horse of Elvstrom's stature. How did it all unfold?
Well, I had the good fortune to meet Frank Tagg. Actually, it was Caulfield Cup Eve last year. Tony Vasil used to always joke to me about Elvstrom would be the king of blue gum, etc., etc. Tony was very keen for the horse to stay in Victoria early days. And he obviously made some representation to Frank Tagg, the senior part owner at that time, and I asked Frank to come to lunch with me at the Thoroughbred Club lunch in Caulfield Cup Eve, and that was the first time I met Frank. And he's just a lovely fellow, loves his horses, And for a New South Welshman, he's actually very staunchly Victorian, and he recognised the fact that the horse, you know, did all his racing in Victoria, basically had most of his success in Victoria, and he was keen to talk. You know, we watched the horse win the Caulfield Cup the next day, run a blinder in the Cox Plate after getting knocked over at the start, run a most courageous fourth in the Melbourne Cup. And through all that time, Frank and I were communicating, and actually Frank was asking my advice on the horse's stud career, taking into account the races they were looking at and running in and whatnot. And after the Melbourne Cup, we sat down and we had a good chat and chinwag about what they wanted to achieve with the horse and what I wanted to achieve, and actually both parties married up very well, and we just went to work on syndicating a 50% interest in the horse, and we were able to achieve that before he started his last campaign. We were involved in the horse's racing throughout the autumn campaign, and just had a hell of a ride.
The Northern Hemisphere campaign, was the risk of that campaign something the group of owners agonised over?
Not originally, that's for sure. When we started with the whole syndication process, we sat down and we mapped out a racing program, and I said to the boys that I thought it was very, very important that we established that this horse was not just a middle distance staying horse, because I firmly believe that. Tony indicated that the horse had never been trained for anything other than getting over a trip, and we all felt that he had the capabilities to win a good sprint race first up, so we targeted the Orr Stakes, and Tony did an amazing job to have him run in a Melbourne Cup, have a month in the paddock, bring him back, not only run in but win an Orr from barrier 15 in what's probably been the toughest Orr Stakes for many, many years. And the next step after that was to go to the St George, which he did. He pulled a shoe on jumping away from the barrier. Mackay Diva came at him, but as in the Caulfield Cup in the spring previous, she couldn't get past him, and he held her out. The next step was the Australian Cup, and he went into that race an odds-on favourite, and you know, his form warranted that, no doubt about that, but it was a very funny run race. There was a mare that got out there a mile in front, and Nash sort of got caught in a bit of a situation whereby he was carting a strong field up to that leader, and we got caught without much gas in the tank at the end, and we ran fourth, and the horse pulled up a little distressed. It was a funny horse because he never produced his best in real hot conditions, and that was a pretty darn warm day. That was probably the only time the international campaign really came back under review, because we were scratching our heads with regards to the Australian Cup run. But Tony went underground for a few days. No one saw or heard from him. He just wanted to be left alone with the horse, and he came back to us and he said that he could see no reason why we shouldn't continue on to Dubai, which was the next step in our plan. And that being the case, we followed his advice, and exactly a week after he ran in the Australian Cup, he was on a plane bound for Dubai, and he lost weight on the trip. He lost weight subsequent to the trip, and things weren't looking terribly rosy there for a while, but to Tony's credit and Brian Baldwin, his strapper's credit, they got the horse going forward in that week, and I got there on the Friday. The race was on the Saturday night, and I saw him parading at his quarantine barn, and I thought the horse looked okay, all things considered. And then we went to the races the next night, and I don't know whether you've been to Nat El Sheba, but they have a back parade ring where the horses are actually stabled, and they come from the quarantine barns and whatnot to this stabling area. And I happened to be in the middle of that area when this horse walked through an arch at the back and walked in. And it's funny because almost to a man, everyone stopped and looked at this beast, and it was ELVSTROEM. And his coat was just glowing, his ears were just forward, and he just looked a picture of health. And it was at that point in time that I said to Tony, I said, gee whiz, you've really got him where we need him to be. And he went out and did what he did. And I just count myself very, very lucky to have been there and been a part of it. It was a thrill I'll never, ever forget. And I live it over and over and over again. And I think for the horse to be able to go over there under those circumstances and show the international racing public what he actually possessed was a huge advantage for the ownership and a great plus for the horse's future stud career.
How much can you quantify the importance of that Northern Hemisphere campaign?
We originally went over there thinking that that you know, maybe with a horse of his pedigree, his race performance in Australia, the sort of horse he is. I mean, you've seen him here today. He's just a quality individual. We originally went over there thinking that maybe a shuttle scenario was not out of the question, and we knew to be able to achieve that, we needed to win at the highest level. Now I'm thinking that where we've probably reaped the biggest reward in going international with him is the fact that there are so many international people that come to Australia and New Zealand now to buy yearlings. And now this horse is going to be right at the forefront of their mind when they come to buying yearlings in those years. I mean, the whole focus of the international racing world is on Dubai on World Cup night. I don't think there's anyone that follows the international racing that is not aware as to what he did that night and subsequent to that too. I mean, at the tail end of his campaign, he's running in the best races in Europe against the very, very best in Europe. Those horses, Velixa, Azamor, Rakti, I mean, those horses had been primed to run in those races as their specific targets. We were there at the end of a campaign, all the travel, the quarantine, etc., etc. He always ran hugely brave, and he ran a number of placings in good quality Group 1 races. So what we ended up doing with ELVSTROEM is just really heightening the awareness of the horse internationally, and I'm sure that's going to stand us in good stead down the track.
At what stage of this year was the book full?
I was never really interested in oversubscribing the horse, and as such, we made a decision that we wanted to start with around 150 mares booked to the horse. Obviously he'd done a lot of travel, he'd done a lot of racing. He was going to be back in Australia on the farm not long before he had to start working. And it's easy to have 200 mares booked to a horse, but then the horse has got to be able to take care of the traffic. So we achieved our goal with the horse pretty quickly. His fertility subsequent to starting this season is something that I, as a studmaster, have never seen before. 58 of his first 68 mares covered have all been impregnated. The horse, as you see, is a very, very relaxed animal, and he's exactly the same way in the breeding shed. He doesn't spend an extra penny. He's not a mad, roaring, screaming bull. He just goes into the breeding shed, does his job, walks out, and his conception rate is quite amazing. Unbelievable to be. Look, I've had the good fortune to work with a number of fertile horses. I had in Costa del Lago here for 7 years. His fertility early years especially was quite amazing. But this horse is breaking new ground, and as such we actually have taken some more mares recently. He's going to end up covering around 160 odd mares this season, I'd say, and he's going to return amazing figures.
If you could have a perfect world, could you improve on the book that you've got for him?
Well, you know, the stallion ranks in Australia now are hugely competitive, obviously. I'm very satisfied with the book of mares we've got. We've got a number of good quality stakes-winning mares, stakes-producing mares, beautifully pedigreed mares. We've actually got quite a few mares that we've been able to entice over from New Zealand, which I'm really excited about. The Vella brothers have been good supporters of the horse. Michael Otto and his clients have been terrific supporters of the horse. So we've actually been able to draw mares from all over Australia and New Zealand to this horse. And I'm delighted with the quality. I'm sure any stallion can always entice more of the top quality mares, but there's only so many of them that can be spread around amongst the stallion ranks. I'm very satisfied with the book of mares we've got for him first year.
Now the fee, $35,000, does that reflect what you needed to make the sums work, or is that where he fits in the marketplace here in Victoria?
No, actually, when we did the original syndication, we budgeted on a lesser service fee than that. But when we did the original syndication and we were sort of projecting forward with a service fee, we were talking about a horse that had won 3 Group 1 races from 1,800 metres up. So when we got started with him in the final racing campaign, we were able to lower his winning distance, Group 1 winning distance range down to 1,400 metres. We were able to include another international Group 1 mile race into that resume. And no, I believe that service fee reflects where he stands, not only in the Victorian marketplace, but the Australian marketplace. And I think the response that we've had to the horse from breeders, Australia, New Zealand wide, indicates that we've got it pretty darn right.
Crystal ball time, looking further down the track, will this horse leave 2-year-olds?
Well, at this point in time, he's got 53 mares carrying pregnancies to September covers. That's going to give him a hell of a lot of early foals. He's over a large number of sprinting mares by sprinting stallions from sprinting orientated families. What you need to understand is that he was a mid-November foal himself. So he actually was a late foal himself, and as such he was very well looked after. Tony didn't race him until I think it was the last week of the 2-year-old year, and he took him to a place called Swan Hill where he won very, very easily. And that was the start of his first campaign. That campaign culminated in a victory in the VRC Derby. Yeah, this horse will get, I have no doubt that he'll be able to get 2-year-olds. He's out of a Masqué mare. He's got a Golden Slipper winner very close up in his immediate female family. I defy anyone to look at the horse and say he looks like a typical Caulfield Cup horse. If he doesn't look like a sprinter miler type horse to me, I'll go he. What we're really looking forward to is him passing on those amazing qualities that he possessed himself. His toughness, his genuineness, his ability, his demeanour, all of those things done, why wouldn't he get 2-year-olds?
You're enormously bullish about this horse. Is he the complete package?
Yeah, I believe he is. Yeah, I am bullish about him. It's not hard to fall in love with a horse, I tell you. To watch him race, to work with him here at the breeding shed, I firmly believe that he is a complete package, and we've been lucky enough to have a number of successful stallions here. Where he's starting, the mares he's covering, the way he's getting them in foal, you know, projecting forward when mares are going to foal, who's foaling to him. I don't see a weakness in the whole chain, and I'm sure it's easy for a studmaster to sit here in front of a camera and talk his horse up, but I firmly believe I've got the goods to talk up.